shit your pants every hour, on the hour, 12 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., or have a nice glass of milk? You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Can't do one without the other. From underneath the skitter. Wait, from underneath your favorite rock. Nope. Wait. Wait.
I got this.
Okay.
Skittering out from underneath your favorite rock, we're here to tell you about podcasting, mornings, telephones, and other stuff.
Wow, that's great, Bug. I love how there's some phone energy to that.
Yeah.
There's some.
I do really good phone.
You do really good phone. It's the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. My camera's a little blurry, but then again, maybe that's just how I look today. That's certainly how I feel today. Good morning to you, Bug.
Good morning to you, Moss.
And good morning to Jordan, Atticus, Sid, the Kingmaker, Colin, and that's all the names I've seen in chat so far. So good morning. Oh, and Matt Bliss, who just popped in.
Beautiful to see.
It is a morning. It looks brighter on the camera behind us than it is outside because it's kind of another one of those like sort of wet mornings, and I love it. I'm living for this rainy weather. I adore it.
So I don't want to be this guy.
Okay.
Are we on YouTube right now?
I think so.
Okay. I went to manage my broadcast, and all I see is resume interrupted stream and working on our YouTube channel.
Oh, I didn't schedule it in advance.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, so that it's the Morning Telephone Show 159. It's right
okay,
there.
I wasn't sure. That's what I was
Wait,
asking.
Is that right? Good question. Who knows?
Well, hopefully. We're here. We're doing our best.
We're doing our best. We're hanging out in there. Good morning to Elle and Coyote Astronaut, who have just joined in as well.
Welcome.
We got a fun show coming up for you today.
That's right.
We got lots of voicemails hanging out in the voicemail inbox. Bug, you kept saying, don't look at my screen. Don't look at my screen.
Yeah,
so
and
you got something
that's
secret.
not ready today.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's too advanced. I'm doing
boy.
a collab with Jordan, so it'll drop tomorrow probably.
Oh, how exciting. I'm very curious as to what that might be.
Well, I guess you'll just have to see.
Okay.
Only way to find out is tune in tomorrow or listen any other time.
I don't know if, I'm sure this is a relatable feeling probably to anyone who does streaming, but every morning before we hit the go live button, in the back of my brain, I'm like, today's the day that no one shows up. Today's the day that everyone's just gone. I don't know why. Every single time that happens to me, and I'm sure that's probably universal to people who are doing streams to just think like, today's going to be it.
Yeah, I think streaming is streaming's like stand-up, right? Like it's just really hard to do. You have to hold attention and you just have to bring it all even if nobody's in the crowd.
Well, yeah, and when I do think of that, I remember that you and I have done this show for 150 some odd episodes just like at the desk, before we were doing this live and everything. And it would all be fine anyway.
Yeah, we would do an old style show.
An old style show before we spoke it live with the audience and whatnot.
So, Moss, do you have anything special for us today?
No, I was trying to conjure up something I read about while pooping by doing, half of that equation.
Right.
But all I could turn up was terrible politics news and like stuff I don't want to be bummed out about on the show. So like I've been coming up empty as I reach down deep into the well of things I think might provide good content.
That feels like a good classic rock song. I think there's Running on Empty, but like Coming on Empty, yeah.
There's something there.
There's something there. Play with me. It's good.
No, it is. It is. I don't have any good songs. I don't know where to take it from Coming on Empty.
You guys in the chat, you can have that for free.
Okay, yeah, cool. Hot-blooded. Atticus says, well, guess what, buddy? You're stuck with us.
That's
I could not be more happy than to be stuck with the Critter crew. I'm so stoked and proud of everyone. Proud of this community that we've built and like really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. Reaching for proud was really cool because I think we all need to hear somebody's proud of us.
I am proud of every single one of us here.
I am too.
Yeah, I slept good last night for the first time in a while. I woke up like not wanting to explode. But like, I don't know does this happen to you? When you sleep good and you get like that good rejuvenative sleep, the next day I feel like I've taken like my IQ down by a significant chunk. It's just like the brain fog.
Because you can't actually catch up on sleep. So what's happening is you're aware that's what sleep's supposed to feel like, but you still don't have enough.
Maybe. I'm feeling foggy, but my body feels better.
Well, you probably just like actually entered a REM cycle. Listen, we don't know what's wrong with Moss, but it ain't right.
Something's wrong with me and my sleep. We'll see what it is eventually.
Yeah.
Matt Blisspod has wrote into the show, and Matt says, hey, can we get a washing machine update, or is that a trauma?
Listen, we can do it. Do you have a sound you want to play?
I don't think I don't know.
Pick one.
Okay.
Is this anything, nothing, something, or still nothing? Is this anything at all?
We have been in a saga with this washing machine.
A soggy, if you will.
Oh, nice.
We took a video right after. So the first part of the answer to this question is that right after we fixed it, it wouldn't start right. And we were like, what's up with that? So we took a video for you guys, but we don't have nitro, so we didn't send it.
Yeah, because we couldn't fit it into the Discord. But we did that whole 3.5-hour live stream, taking the dang thing apart, replacing all the springs, and very carefully reassembling it. And then we realized it was the hood switch, the latch that detects whether the lid was closed. We didn't set that up. So at first we thought we'd totally borked the whole thing. Then we reset that hood latch, and we couldn't send you all the video of it. We're still working on cutting it down into a YouTube video. But the damn thing shakes worse than before with the brand new springs.
So it wasn't those.
No, it's like a kangaroo now. It wants to fucking hop its way across the apartment. It's actually worse since we changed the springs.
I think what happened is that whatever's actually broken in it was a bit worse right before we replaced the springs, and I think the fact that these springs work is probably not ideal for the way in which it's broken.
Also, the fact that we're continuing to use it despite it being broken because we need to wash clothes.
Dude.
I know some people live that lifestyle. I can't do the laundromat life.
I've been there. I've done it. The thing is, we have a washing machine and we have a dryer, and we've worked really hard to have both because I don't know if we've mentioned this. We had to get a gas dryer for this apartment.
Yeah, we had to find one.
And we did, and the dryer's great. I have no fucking problems with the dryer.
We actually got a crazy good deal on it. We found out one of those restores that like resell stuff they pull out of old houses.
Yeah, one of the Habitat for Humanity ones. And the person was awesome. And they were like, you better get this now because we don't get gas dryers a lot. It was a great price, unlike the washing machine. In great shape. We actually did replace something on the dryer and fixed it perfectly.
Yeah, it was the running wheel that rolls, that like keeps the barrel level and stuff. There's a lot of things you're supposed to change out in those appliances.
Yeah, and they'll last forever.
And
this washer's just borked, dudes. And so it's hard because we live up a flight of stairs and we don't own a truck. So like, we're constantly weighing, should we keep trying to fix this or bring in a new one? We can't really afford either, so we're probably going to keep trying to fix it.
Yeah, although I would like, have y'all ever seen the videos where someone throws a brick into a washing machine and just like watch it shake itself to pieces? We're kind of watching it shake itself to pieces.
Yeah, that's kind of happening when we put underwear in it.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how well balanced it is. So now we just like stop it in the spin cycle by lifting the lid repeatedly.
Yeah.
But what I was just thinking was there's two things we've talked about. Well, there's one thing we've talked about doing and one thing I just thought of. But
okay.
The thing we've talked about doing is doing another live stream where we try and diagnose what's wrong with it. But like take the cabinet off and then like set up cameras and then run it while the whole thing is open and exposed.
Would you guys like that, you nasty boys?
I feel like that might be kind of cool to see.
You want to see the washer without its clothes on? Dirty.
Yeah, see this naked washing machine flipping around. We can maybe figure out what's throwing it off. And my other thought was if we can get our hands on another washing machine for like free or cheap somehow, it might be fun to take this one out into a field and plug it in.
Shoot it with a gun.
Shoot it with a gun, start putting some stuff in it, blow it up or something. I don't know.
We do, no need to worry about who, but we have some friends who own guns, and we could probably get some property where it's safe to shoot guns. We do live in a rural area.
I think I would be more keen on like trying to explode it for spectacle.
I'd like to do that first, but I want to have a lot of options because I think what's going to happen is that this thing's desperate to break as we try to wash things in it, but as soon as we try to destroy it, it's going to transform like so many Autobots before it, and we're going to have to fucking kill it.
Yeah, dude, we're going to get this thing out to the field, and we're going to turn it on and throw a brick into it, and it's just going to go cook and then start spinning silently and fucking perfectly.
It's going to raise up into the air like a magical girl transformation sequence. And now I'm imagining like Sailor Moon. It's like, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, washing machine. I'll clean everything that's dirty here.
and then something goes wrong, and then that character after the transformation is like, oh no, and just starts shaking like
Did
crazy.
you replace the springs?
Somebody grab the washing machine.
My balance pads are cracked.
Anyway, Elle says, this sounds like a dating sim I would play. I want this. And Atticus said my second thought too, which was sequel to Date Everything, which still want to play Date Everything. Looks awesome. That's been on my Steam wish list for a grip. You've seen that one, Bug. We've talked about that,
Yeah,
right?
I think I've heard of it. Would that be a fun one to stream?
Probably. I don't. Yeah, I think we totally could too. I don't think it gets.
Is it like Brave Little Toaster Core, or is it like hardcore porn?
I don't think it gets too spicy. I think it's streamable. I'm pretty sure it's very streamable. Yeah.
Would you guys like it if we played Monster Prom? Because
I haven't
Mason
played that yet.
won't play it with me. And
that's not true at all.
And we own it, and I think it would be really fun.
That is a horrible accusation to level at me, a lover of the dating sim visual novel genre. It is not that I will not play it with you. I simply have not played it yet, but that one's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot in the chat that's indicating we should definitely play Monster Prom.
We should do that. I think that would be so much fun.
Everybody drop your boyfriend, girlfriend, non-binary cutie. I am obviously a Calculuster girly.
That makes sense. Atticus just said, I need to see Moss cosplay Calculuster.
Yes.
So Monster Prom or Date Everything? Which first? Probably Monster Prom since we have that one.
Yeah, we do
on
have
hand.
Monster Prom.
Yeah, because I picked that up years ago. That's been in my Steam library forever. You know what it is? It's that there's some games where you know you're going to really like it and you know it's going to be like, I know there's a lot of replay value, but I probably will not play it more than once just because of how I am in general. And so like, there's part of me that's saving it, you know? Like I want to experience this in a special time. And this, I'm glad I have now.
I know what you're saying. You will definitely play it more than once. It's not a game that takes a long time.
No?
It's more like a board game in its length. So playing it more than once isn't a slog. You're not doing it to get all the endings. It's like really fun.
Oh, okay.
I was really surprised by this because I'm kind of hit or miss on a dating sim. I feel like I have to be really invested in the story, or it has to be funny or fun in some way.
I have too wide of a tolerance for like bad writing or like sloggy gameplay, but I don't typically replay those games.
Yeah.
But I also have been diligently avoiding any kind of spoilers or like in-depth discussion about Monster Prom because I don't want to ruin it for myself either.
Yeah.
So we should totally do that. That sounds so fun.
Monster Prom is a game without flaw. Completely. Like, it's a perfect game. It's well made. The character designs are amazing. The writing's incredible. You're not giving anything up for that. The only thing is, I personally really wish they'd release a hardcore port version.
Right to the developer. I mean, maybe someone has made a mod. I doubt it, though. Maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe because of the engine it's made in there. I have no idea how any of that works.
I don't know. Atticus and Coyote, Astronaut, and Elle are all saying, yes, absolutely. Colin says Monster Prom shorter, if I recall. Egg Queen L says Damien/Polly for OG Monster
yeah, dude.
Prom.
I want to cosplay Polly really bad.
Atticus says it's definitely shorter, but it's one of those that has literally hundreds of different dialogues and outcomes. That's cool.
So it's like constantly new stuff is happening.
Love that. My neighbor Michael says my favorite part of Rested Moss is the crackly voice of a boy going through puberty. I don't know what you mean. And N Squared, good morning, says good morning, fighting off a nasty hangover right now. Yes, it's a Wednesday morning. Leave me alone.
Some of us don't have typical weekends. It's nobody's business.
Yeah, dog. That's all good. I hope that hangover goes away fast.
Yeah.
And my neighbor Michael says, if you need some hardcore porn dating sim Rex, I'm your guy. I don't know what the Twitch or YouTube policy is for discussing this kind of thing.
It seems it doesn't care.
Okay.
Which is fine. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later. Michael, I know that you have a podcast that I want to put on the phone book where y'all play those adult games. Is it I Love This Terrible Game? But y'all specifically play some pretty funny ones.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, hop in our Discord. It's a fun time in there. 848-MOSS-BUG. Or bugandmoss.com. And then you dial, I think 6677 on the phone is the Discord. It's right there. You can find it. Hop in our Discord. Come have fun with us. It's a good time. 848-MOSS-BUG is the number you call to get into our voicemail
That's
inbox.
True.
And at 7:14, there seems to me no better time than now to dive into some phone calls.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is from the person we just spoke to, my neighbor, Michael Colby.
Bug and Moss. Hey, it's Michael Colby. With all the bagel talk that's been going on in the show lately, I just wanted to let you know, I was eating the stinkiest bagel this morning. It was an Asiago cheese bagel with roasted garlic cream cheese. And then I brushed my teeth afterwards to go to bed, and as soon as I was done, brushing my teeth with watermelon toothpaste.
Dislike.
And
gross. What?
Asiago garlic and watermelon toothpaste is maybe the most vile taste I've ever tasted in my life.
Dude, fuck that.
And this story has no point. I just needed someone to know. I just thought it was because of all the bagel stuff.
Yeah.
I'm actually eating a lot of bagels because of you. So if I gain 70 pounds because of all of these carbs, I'm blaming both of you for my bagel addiction.
My bagel addiction.
So yeah, don't brush your teeth after you've had an Asiago bagel with garlic cream cheese.
Good God,
Pro tip.
Michael.
All right, love you, bye.
Michael, don't brush your teeth with watermelon toothpaste. Where do you even buy that? One of those novelty soda stores that's only in major city centers?
Does it come out of a little plastic, like a hard plastic toothpaste tube that looks like a fish? Is it for children? Is it like for babies? Is this baby toothpaste? Yo, that sucks. Also, real talk about that bagel weight. Some people call it a spare tire. I call it my spare bagel because it's where I keep my spare bagels. Eating bagels every day is great. I have a hot take about Asiago that was the first thing I was thinking of. I think Asiago is a gross cheese. I don't think it belongs on bread. Yucky, icky, gross.
Do you like Italian urban cheese at Subway?
That is the only time, yes.
Okay, so...
But like on a bagel, I don't know. There's something about that. Jordan says... Michael's toothpaste is Hey Arnold branded.
Yeah, dude.
Michael says, I don't know where it came from. It's just in the bathroom. If the house that you're living in
comes with toothpaste.
If I'm a renter and I move into a place and I'm like, oh, it's got washer dryer hookups, comes with watermelon toothpaste, I'm probably not going to be using that, dog.
Michael, it makes so much sense for you specifically, and I say this as someone who also has this quality about me, that you would be using watermelon toothpaste only because you are out of cinnamon, and that you would have such offensive toothpaste flavors. But I'll tell you what, you know what's fucked up?
What?
Is that why and whose idea, and I want to know, I'd like to write a letter, I'd like to speak to them. Whose idea was it to make toilet bowl cleaner mint scented?
Oh, yeah. That's rough. Excuse me. Sorry.
I would love to have a tube of cinnamon toothpaste just to help me in the days following a toilet cleaning, because it's also wintergreen, which is my favorite. And so I'm thinking about those Lifesavers gummies I like to eat, or not gummies, like mints that I like to eat until my gums bleed. And I'm like,
That's so we've been conditioned to think of mint as like a very clean smell, and particularly like an oral smell, right? Like you put a clean mint thing in your mouth. To use that in your toilet is heinous.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. You know, there should be laws about which smells can be ruined.
Okay, there should actually be laws about smells in general. This is a hot take I have. We can make a segment out of it. I don't know if it's a bug advice. I don't know if it's a big idea. I don't know what the story is, but I have opinions about this, and I see Joe in the chat, and I know he's about to be on my side.
Oh boy. All right, Bug. Go for it.
Listen. Nobody likes whatever the fuck you think smells good. Nobody likes it, and nobody wants it to be pumped anywhere. If your scent on your body is so strong that when you walk into a business I am working at for me to serve you, it makes my eyes water. And in fact, if I can smell it at all, unless I am kissing your neck, it's fucking awful. You guys are ruining my life.
So you're talking like intense perfume smells?
I'm talking intense perfume. I'm talking people who just like blast whatever their shit is with like a ton of Febreze or air freshener. And like, I like a candle. I like a home scent. I get it. Some of them are foul. They are headache inducing.
See, I've never been that sensitive to that, but I feel like that is a common thing that I've encountered is people like really, like, I don't like the smell of like a layer cake of butane adorned perfume or whatever that much, but it's never really bothered me to that extreme. I think that's interesting.
Dude, a customer will come in when Joe and I are working, back when we had a bakery. We still kind of do, don't worry. We're just currently don't have a space we're working out of. A customer would come in and we would both we'd be immediately like, thank you for coming to the bakery. How can we help you today? Because we would just be immediately so offended, eyes watering. That person would leave and we would both be like, like trying to get through. It is, I understand that if you don't experience it, you have no idea. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Like, we all want to smell good. We all want to vibe. There are all smells we like, but it's very personal. And also, if you're trying to cover up something with whatever shit you're doing, it doesn't work like that. It's just stinky and then stinky in a separate layer.
I think I worry that my sense of smell is like, I know it's not as good as the average person's, but I worry that it's like pretty bad because like smells are like the dullest sense for sure for me. And it's not like I can't smell. Like if I smell this coffee, well, it kind of smells like plastic because it's the lid of my coffee cup.
Okay, that's crazy.
Like, I can totally smell, but I have never encountered, well, that's not true. When we were helping to move that equipment, we opened a fridge that contained some rotted chicken spaghetti, and the smell of that made me instantly gag. So maybe it's just a particular thing. Like, I don't find the colognes as offensive. I find it very novel, and I find it like an irritating thing when you're like, oh, this person, it smells crackly, like pop rocks in your nose.
Yeah.
But it just, I respect the bother. But I think it just doesn't get to me.
I think that you do have a less intense sense of smell, which is fine. I think I have a pretty sensitive sense of smell, which is why I'm always closing my nose off. It's crazy to me that you never do, because I would throw up 100 times a day.
They talked about this on regulation, didn't they? Right?
Well, no, they talked about it in a weird way because Jeff thinks it's a superpower he has. Anybody can close their fucking nose.
Okay.
There's like not very many people who can't do that.
So, well, here's the thing. I want to know about our people, because I've also discovered looking at the chat that our people here don't like mint. Az and
I love
L,
mint.
Both said they hate mint. Leonard says not a fan of mint. I'm a fucking mint baby.
I love mint,
love
dude.
me mint. If mint was like a thing I could live inside, I would. Mm-hmm. Oh, delicious.
I've been known to just like eat mint leaves.
But what was the question we were talking about? But right before that, I was going to ask a question.
You were talking about nose.
Yeah, the smell thing. When you encounter a bad smell. Bug, when Bug encounters a bad smell, she closes her soft palate. You know, the
I
thing
stop smelling
in the back of your mouth that like lets you close off your nose so that you could talk. You know, if you have a hard time fighting your soft palate, find a way that you could talk without any air going out of your nose, and that little thing you're flipping up and down. Bug uses that to block her sense of smell when encountering something gross. I don't do that. I haven't known that people do that. I didn't know people did that until Bug said that.
I have to do it or I will throw up. I will throw up when I take the trash out. I will throw up when I do the cat box. I don't understand how you can do the cat box without doing that.
So I guess for me, it's like this thing of it's hard to shut off that awareness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. There's a part of me.
You're like a meerkat. You really don't like anything that keeps you unaware.
Yeah, but also it might just be like a very stereotypical dude thing of like, you know, like, oh, smell this gross thing. Part of my brain is always really curious. Like, does it still smell bad? How bad does it smell now? Does it smell worse now than it did a second ago?
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing making it smell worse? So like, I don't know. I just like it. Like Joe said, and actually, yeah, you know what? I'll take this and I'll own it. Joe says, Moss likes to smell it so he can run away and yell. I love running. I love yelling. Yeah.
I love away.
So therefore, I love smelling. We've got some lot of things that have popped off. So before we move on too much further, Bug, how about a little bit of this?
Hey, chat. Da fuck you saying?
So we got a bunch of messages on the topics of smells and smelling things.
I'm listening, but I'm opening the windows or we're going to die again.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you for saving us. I can't believe we forgot to do that again. It gets so freaking hot in here. Also, this perspective is crazy because you're just little Bug in front of me. Bug butt. So Jordan says, I agree with Bug. I want my human scent that is noticeable when only close. Every other time I want to be smell forgotten. Michael wants people to sniff his Asiago garlic watermelon breath. Sid says a friend of hers had a candle at their place that smelled like they stepped into a bakery. Who needs that? I would like that.
I hate food
maybe
candles.
like
I'm not a food candle girl.
Coyote Astronaut says, one of the roommates started using patchouli in the laundry. Laundry room is my part of the house. I now have a home scent.
I actually love patchouli in moderation because it's what my mom wears, but that's nostalgic. And again, it's personal.
I cannot ascertain if Coyote Astronaut is trying to be like diplomatic in the phrasing of that and does or does not like patchouli. Cannot tell.
Yeah.
Joe says they're the people version of a smoked-in car with like 30 tree air fresheners hanging up.
Yeah. Air fresheners and smoke. Don't listen. If you smoke in your car, that's your personal business. I think you should alert people about it and let them choose an alternate form of transport.
Jordan says that he used to be a counselor at band camps, and kids in the 2010s were putting duct tape on full cans of Axe and throwing them in other cabins.
Oh my God.
So I actually also am guilty of this, but it was a slightly different situation, but I'll very briefly tell the story in that we were at Destination Imagination Global Finals, which is like this problem-solving challenge thing that I love. But basically, all the kids were in these one hotel building, and we're all just on different floors, and we're all from all over the place, and a small war broke out. I don't know how. It was
it'll happen.
A prank war that slowly escalated until I had the idea. I was like, let's get a couple cans of Axe, some duct tape. Let's call the elevator when we know the people are coming down from above it. It's like we had a lookout watching for the other team to enter it, and then we rang it from the floor below, and then the doors open, and we were all like, oh, oops, no, you go ahead. It looks full in there. And right before they closed, we threw in the can of Axe. And watched the door shut, and it didn't set off the sensor. So then they were just trapped in an elevator with a can of Axe spray blasting. And I don't think that was a good idea. I'm not like, I think that was a really irresponsible thing for us to do, but it was very funny at the time.
It's very kid-coded. I also like, I see Joe in the chat has said, we used to do the Axe can thing, but we stabbed it so it couldn't be stopped.
Oh, God.
Shotgun a can of Axe.
How many hands do you have, Joe? Okay, and Elle has clarified that she loves mint, just not in toothpaste.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to do a whole check-in with chat, but chat is popping off so hard.
We might have to move on.
Just a few selective messages. Leonard says, I can barely smell a fucking thing, and there are some smells that are objectively gross that I like cigarette smoke. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Mm-hmm. I love the way that cigarettes smell and taste, and it's gross, but what can you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's very personal.
And then I'll read this all caps message from Atticus before we move on. Atticus says, I hate food and super sweet smelling candles. They make me nauseous.
Yes, they do.
I don't know. I don't think you hate food, though, because like you're like
food and super sweet smelling. Candles that smell like food and sweet stuff.
Oh. Yeah, candles that smell like food is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think a big part of it is that I don't like the smell of like dog shit fake vanilla, and it actually gives me like a headache. Like in the sense, like I think there's a problem with it, the way that it interacts with my body. It's gross.
That's no bueno. That's no good.
No bueno. All right, that's enough complaining.
That's enough complaining. It is 7:27. We've gotten our complaints out between 7:15 and 7:30, and that's good.
That's good.
That's what it says in the Bible.
Yeah, that's what it says in our Bible, the handbook, the Bug and Moss handbook.
On the 7th hour between 15 minutes past and 30, thou shalt complain about smells and things.
Yes, thou shalt complain.
Mint. All right, Bug.
I have a lot of stuff in the email.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of stuff in the email that I have not been looking at. Oops.
Oh, come on.
Oh, rats, man. What a bummer.
So I'm going to really quick, since we have Matt Bliss in the chat, I see one email that says, just in case you didn't get my previous voicemails, and I'm wondering if we should play whatever is in that first, or if that's just a reminder. In the meantime, I have a question to read from George Diaz.
Oh, okay.
Got a weird one for you in the audience. If you could be any plant, what would you pick and why? TBH, I know it's kind of stereotypical, but I fuck with the cactus. Being a sunflower would be nice too, though. Chance to be tall. Adios.
Is it stereotypical to choose to be a cactus? I don't know that that's true.
Yeah, because it's very much being like, because I'm spiky and you have to get to know me or whatever.
Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of plants that I would want to be, actually. I can think of many plants I would like to be. I'd love to be milkweed. I have those gross weird little stinky pods.
And you'd have a bunch of bugs landing on you.
And I could grow some cute flowers. Or like poinsettia. Like I'd love to be a pointy flower. Like that would be pretty cool. I'm 100% in agreement with Elle. I want to be the prettiest, most poisonous plant.
That's so real.
Yeah.
That's real for both of you.
That's so real. I wonder what is the most poisonous plant. I'm going to find that out while you give your answer, Bug. Do you have any ideas?
I do. I know what I'd want to be. I'd want to be some kind of pervasive and invasive, but ultimately gorgeous ivy or vine.
Oh, that's really cute.
I would love to like dig into the brick of an old building.
Oh, wow. That's a great idea, actually. You totally have vine energy.
Thank you.
And vine energy with a capital V. I want to change my answer now because actually that sounds really delightful. There's a building in Keene, the Keene Sentinel, the newspaper building that has such thick vines that have been growing up over the front of the brick, and it's beautiful, and they just catch the sunlight, and it looks amazing. I think that would be really great.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
I'm on Britannica.com and looking at the most toxic plants, and the number one plant on this list is tobacco.
Well...
They say all parts of the plant, especially its leaf, contains the toxic alkaloids nicotine and anabasine, which can be fatal if eaten. Despite its designation as a cardiac poison, nicotine from tobacco is widely consumed around the world. Well, yeah. But then you get like oleander, which is a pretty flower.
Oleanders, I mean, we love oleander. It's such a feminine killer.
Oleander is beautiful, too. It's got those large petal flowers that kind of look like cartoon fan blades. They're very separate, sort of big petals. The other ones up here that have pretty flowers, Deadly Nightshade has kind of a cool, like, the leaves and berries aesthetic.
Yeah.
Water hemlock has those tiny little clustery white flowers.
Yeah.
And that is the plant that famously killed Socrates.
Oh.
Water hemlock has been deemed the most violently toxic plant in North America. A large wildflower in the carrot family.
It looks like carrot flowers. That makes sense.
Yeah, the flowers really resemble Queen Anne's lace. And I was trying to remember what those were called, and I'm pretty sure that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, the Queen Anne's lace, which are like those little puff balls that have like the top hat.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool plants. There's part of me that want to be a pitcher plant just so like I could be full of water and eating flies. Like that sounds
cute.
chill.
Yeah, I see in the chat that Atticus says, I want to be a Venus flytrap because carnivorous plants are metal as fuck. Yeah, and it's cool because they're like slow and vibey. Like, I like the idea of all you do is eat. You live to eat. You grow to eat.
Yeah. Coyote Ashnot says, wild blackberry will be a vibe. My neighbor Michael says, I was going to say succulents because I wouldn't have to do as much stuff to stay alive.
That's real.
Colin says, I don't know, man. I feel like I'd want to be a houseplant. I'm so allergic to shit outside, so I feel like I should be indoors, even as a plant.
Colin also said, I think I have Monstera energy, and you do, dude.
Yeah, dude, great call. Good
Especially as someone who, like, connects other people, and Monstera is so easily, like, trimmed and grown in other pots. I feel like you have that energy as, like, a networker.
That makes a lot of sense. And then Leonard's going to be water hemlock.
Yeah.
As is a cucumber. Did I already say that? And then Matt Bliss says, this plants y'all are picking sounds like an Elder Scrolls book lore discussion.
Hell yeah, dude.
Joe would be grass. That's a risky one. What is grass? What is grass?
Grass is a lot of stuff.
What does grass end up being if you let it get real big?
Well, so grass is a family of grasses.
Right. And actually, I lived on a place that had 2 acres of grass, and we let it get pretty tall before we had it like cut and hayed. And I have seen long grass. I just can't imagine being grass, you know?
I like to eat grass. I like to rub my feet in grass.
You shouldn't eat grass.
I like to, though. I'm like a cat.
It's bad for you.
I'm a little bit allergic to a lot of grass if I sit in it with my bare skin. Grass refers to various families of plants. The 3 major families of grass-like plants are the true grasses, Poaceae, sedges, Cyperaceae, and rushes.
Yo, the way you switched from saying something into reading was like a button press. That threw me.
I'm really good.
You just immediately were like woof, right into phone voice. It was great.
Lawns and pasture lands are typically composed of true grasses, 5 of which cover 46% of the world's arable land. Yeah, Joe, you can fucking take over. I feel like grass is like a hive mind type plant to pick. You're like, you can conquer it all.
And Squared says, I'm picking the devil's lettuce.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
That's a good choice also.
Also just a cool plant.
Let's move to that voicemail that we got from Matt.
I have got it.
Matt says the most recent one can be the one that you play.
All right. It's called Voicemail Total Surface Area.
Oh, that's exciting.
Bug and Moss, your talk of nuggies and challenges of bagel holes made me think of something that I proposed to my friends when I was incredibly young. and trying to justify the health of fast food, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But I took my mathematical knowledge to mind, and I was thinking of what the healthiest chip would be.
Oh.
Chip, French fry, whatever you want to call it. And there are many sizes to these chips. You can have skinny fries, you can have steak fries,
curly fries.
And I started to think, well, when you fry them, the amount of oil that adheres to the chip, or perhaps even soaks in, is dependent on the available surface area that it's exposed to in the fryer, which made me think that, of course, larger chips with if we're taking the entire volume of the contained chips in a packet, that larger chips, like steak chips, would have a smaller total surface area for the frying grease to adhere to, as opposed to smaller, skinny fries you'd get from McDonald's or whatever. Well, and with that lesser available total surface area, you're absorbing less oil, less grease, which means the chips must be healthier.
Okay.
Now, this is an argument by degrees. And of course, if someone is unhealthy, they should not be justifying their chip choices by this argument. But can you, and perhaps the listeners, resolve for me, is a larger chip better for you than a smaller chip? I put it to you. Solve this for me. Thank you.
So, okay, Matt, what an interesting proposition. So
I like this question.
What I'm uncertain of is, what do you mean a larger chip has less surface area? That is not true. By definition,
I think,
definition, unless like you're comparing like a waffle chip to like what do you mean less surface area?
I think what Matt is talking about is, imagine a French fry. Inside you have the sort of potatoey meat of the fry.
Yeah.
The bigger the chip, the more meat you have that isn't touching the oil.
Well, that's totally topological. Like, that's entirely dependent on the topology of the chip. Because, like, think of a waffle fry where you have mostly surface area and just sort of narrow grid-like channels of French fry meat. So that is entirely, I don't think size is the only determinant in this equation. It's definitely got to be a topology kind of thing.
Well, I don't think size is the only determinant. And I also think that what this question really makes me think of is, if you think of like a McDonald's chip, a McDonald's fry, as opposed to like a fry you would make at home, I think what you also have to be thinking about is the nutrient density of the potato you're using. If we're talking primarily about potato fries, and I saw in the chat, Colin also brought up sweet potato fries. These are all very different sorts of vegetables with very different nutrient density. Because I think if we're talking about the overall, I guess, value of this item, what we have to ask ourselves is, what are you getting and what is sort of empty? And I think that if you have like a flash frozen classic russet potato fry, it doesn't have no nutrients, of course. Like, there are definitely nutrients you're getting from it. But how does that compare to a different potato? How does that compare to a potato that might have more vitamins, that might have more nutrients? And there is definitely a loss here. There is something here where, like, if you have like a pile of shoestring fries, I think you're probably consuming more oil than if you have a pile of like thick cut steak fries.
Yeah, but I think, okay, so I guess the question is, what are we chasing? Are we chasing the least amount of oil? Are we chasing the overall healthiest fry? Are we chasing a specific variable like within one of those things?
Yeah.
I think I need the parameters to be a little clearer, because I think what Matt said was like, what would the healthiest chip be? And I think you could do a lot by just air frying it. Because, without the oil, it reduces that a huge amount of source of fats, if that's what you're looking to reduce.
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do that'll be gross.
And also, that's true. Well, you can air fry fries and they're good. What do you mean?
Well, we air fry fries that are frozen and probably par cooked, which is very different.
Yeah, but you can totally fry them from Tate From Takeout.
But you would put oil on them still. And I think that Michael brought up a good point, which is that if the oil is hot enough, it gets very little grease absorbed. What is the absorption level? I'd be curious about this between frying things, like deep frying them in hot oil versus like roasting them in oil. Like how much more oil is absorbed in each method? I don't know.
I think the longer that the oil can remain in contact with the absorbent material without like before it crisps, because I think that probably, well, it depends. Okay, so first we have to assume that crisping reduces the permeability of the thing, right, for the oil to get through. So in that case, you'd talk about how long is the oil sort of cold soaking into it. But I also don't know if crisping does reduce the permeability, because you think it's bubbling up and making the surface of the thing expand and fill with a lot of space. So either if that's like a closed cell kind of thing, then I don't know if it would affect it.
Give us a laboratory and so much equipment, because we would figure shit like this out all the time.
I want to cook on this. N Squared says, only half tuned into this convo, but I just put hash browns in my air fryer. # subliminal messaging. That's right. So this is where we reveal we're actually from Big Hashbrown.
Yeah, we are. We're definitely Big Hashbrown. They sponsor our whole show. Yeah, fucking. If we were, do you think we'd have more money?
I would love to be sponsored by Big Hashbrown.
Yeah, Big Hashbrown. We're interested.
Or Ida, get at me. Matt actually redefined the parameters of the question, saying, "Here's the refined question: what is the healthiest of the fried chips from fast food, bigger or smaller?"
I think that's a cool question, and I'm going to guess it's negligible. I don't think from that standpoint it really matters.
But I guess so arbitrarily, so all other things being the same, assuming that it is a standard cut French fry sent into oil that would be served from a fast food place, is larger or smaller in that case healthier? Like, can we isolate larger or smaller? Can we plot that on a spectrum of healthy to less healthy, all other things being the same? I'm not sure. I think sheer quantity comes into play more than anything, right?
I'm also a really huge proponent of I think once we start asking these questions, and stick with me, we're already in the territory of disordered eating. Because if you're asking which of these things that I know is an indulgence food is the healthiest for me to indulge in, I feel like we're getting into diet culture where it's like you can eat as much of this as you want and it has no nutrients and no calories and is doing nothing for your body. I think you should probably eat the fry you like the most and enjoy the amount of it that you eat, with the understanding that it's a fry. Also, I don't think there's as much size delineation within fast food fries. You know, you have your waffle fries, but like you were saying, Moss, those have holes in them. And so I think it kind of changes the surface area. And I think the reason a lot of fast food fries are relatively thin is because they cook more quickly. It's hard to deep fry something that's super thick.
I think you got it like right out the jump, in that if we're speaking pragmatically, searching for health improvements through the modification of like a fast food fry, or like these micro optimizations through like, oh, get the no fat version of this thing. Even like that, I really struggle with the way that diet culture is like that, because I don't think that's a very good approach to anything.
But I also don't think that's Matt's question. I think Matt's just like, is there a big difference? I don't think there probably is. I think if we studied it, I think that they would be pretty similar.
There's a couple of things in the chat that I would like to pull out of here, which is that Emily says, depends on the type of oil too. You typically roast in olive oil, which has a lower smoke point and types of fats. But you fry in canola or peanut oil, which has a high smoke point and types of fats. And then Atticus said, I feel like roasting would actually make it more likely to absorb slightly more oil. Yeah. Because if you're deep frying, you're typically letting them drip excess oil off, which isn't often the case with roasting.
Yeah. And then we get into the question of health. I think healthy is a term that works a lot like better, which is to say it doesn't really mean anything. And it's a lot more complicated when you're deciding what's right for you.
Which fast food fry is your fucking favorite, though?
I think I really like Five Guys fries.
Yeah, man. Five Guys is top shelf.
I like a regular kind of fresh cut, kind of like soggy and crispy, mushy and crispy fry.
Everything about it is great. And you know, they deliberately put a too small cup for the amount of fry they give you to help with the perception that it's big.
Which I like too.
Which I love too. I love that there's fucking fries hanging out all over it. Yum, yum, yum. As Atticus says, if the bag got the grease marks, I know it's about to slap.
That's right. If it's heavy. And Elle in the chat said Penn Station. It's a very similar fry to Penn Station. They also do a hand cut. easy to throw vinegar all over fry, and that's what I like.
Sid the Kingmaker says, every day I tune in and agree with everything Bug says.
Hell yeah.
We need to get you a hat that says that, Bug.
Whatever Bug says.
Yeah, or wait, it would be weird if you wore that.
Why?
Hat. I believe everything I say.
That's true. I don't believe everything I say.
That's so funny. It's 7:45 in the morning on the Bug and Moss morning telephone show. If you've been listening and hanging out with us, thank you. It's been an absolute blast.
Thank you for being here today.
Jump in our Discord, or if you're feeling so inclined, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/bugandmoss. But more importantly than anything else, in terms of things that we as the hosts of this show will ask of you, please consider sharing the show with someone who you think would like it. Because I don't know how the fuck to get this in front of other people.
Yeah.
I have reached out, I think, to the extents of where my fingertips can get to. And by that, I mean I posted on Facebook for like the first time in years. And that's it. That's all I know how to do. So any help at all sharing the show, recommending to a friend, or if you have ideas for like ways we could promote it. Bug and I have talked about like crazy referral code goofiness, or like trying to build some kind of silly system, or like a scavenger hunt. Like, can you get a hipster to like the show? Can you?
Yeah, I was thinking if we gave you like a bingo card, kind of like when your friends would bring you to church, like to meet quotas. I was brought as a non-believer to a lot of congregations, and then I realized there was some kind of contest going on. And I think I've played along enough. I think it's my turn.
That's dangerous though. I don't know how much I want to emulate church.
I'm just kidding.
No, but at the same time though, that's really funny. I don't know. As Colin said, if you invite two people and they invite two people, then you can become your own boss.
It's true.
It's
unrelated,
true.
But true.
Yeah. Elle says, no, I'm down. So yeah, let's cook on that. We'll hop on. I'm gonna put some stuff in the sausage talk.
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the guidance subsystem drives the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Line up at the start. Your test is over.
And you're off. Hydrocoptic marsal veins. Capacitive directants. Ambipatient lunar wane shaft.
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the guidance subsystem drives the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Line up at the start. Your test is over.
And you're off. Hydrocoptic marsal veins.
Daddy.
Yo, you looking at his stuff?
Yeah.
Is he going? Oh shit, it's back.
Is it back?
It's back.
Is it back?
We just had to log into Daddy. Daddy.
Okay.
For those who don't know Daddy is the third computer under the desk that runs the audio, and sometimes Daddy gets sweepy. And sometimes you got to poke him and wake him up over the network. And so Bug did that. Whoops. Colin said Moss, dancing instead of fixing. That's what's wrong with this generation. Nobody wants to work.
That's right.
Oh, love it. Coyote Astronaut says, I love that the first word back was Daddy.
It's actually the only thing we said while it was gone.
Yeah. Well, no, we were singing the missile song.
That's true. A cool difference between your experience for that and ours is that all of our audio is broken, so for us it's silent.
Well, we can hear our own voices still.
That's true.
And I mean, like in our headphones. Woof. Elle says, I thought Moss was getting weapon to smash computer. I was trying to think of something I could do that would help or be funny, and so I just moved the tripods that I keep tripping over because my brain was like, what can I do that's helpful? And I was like, I remember that I keep tripping over these tripods. I keep meaning to put them away.
I gotta get these out of the way.
So I was like, what better time than now?
Well, do we have time for another voicemail?
We do, but we were talking about something.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
We'll get into Discord and talk about how to promote the show.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah.
Help us spread the word. Help us find more critters.
Help us get enough money to get a new audio computer.
This is make or break May for us, which means by the end of May is when we have to like reevaluate exactly how deep in the shitter we are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, 848 Mossbug is the number to call, and to get your voice heard on the show, you can simply call that number or text that number and tell us something that you think. This is from literal stranger Coyote Astronaut.
Okay, Moss, I've been thinking about this all day. As Coyote Astronaut, I don't know if folks did this around you when you were kids. I know this was a thing like when I was a kid, and maybe people still do this. Wrapping a can with aluminum foil, like a soda can or like whatever, to keep it cold in your lunchbox, ?
Oh.
What the shit was that about? It can't possibly be insulating anything. Yeah, anyway, I'm obsessed. The internet says two different things, and I think it's probably nonsense.
Ooh, okay.
Anyway, have a good one. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you for your call, literal stranger Coyote Astronaut. This is a really good question. So I know you Googled something, Bug.
I stopped because you know.
Oh, no, I don't. I was hoping that you would be able to check me. So I have not heard of people wrapping a can with aluminum foil. But so there's a lot that comes into play when you're talking about heat transfer, right? So in this case, aluminum foil transfers heat very rapidly. Have you ever noticed that you can take aluminum foil straight out of a 400-degree oven and touch it with your hands and be fine? Mm-hmm. It does not hold heat. It does not have in itself the ability to hold much heat energy. Unlike something like water, where, you pour a cold glass of water, that's going to stay cold for a while because it takes time for the heat in the room to infiltrate that water. It has what is called thermal mass.
Yeah.
Right? So it can contain heat. Aluminum foil does not have much thermal mass. It doesn't hold much heat, but it sure as shit transfers it super fast. And in fact, a lot of metals do this. Metal, if you'll notice, like metal feels cold all the time, pretty much, when you touch it. Like, unless the metal is hot, but like if you grab any piece of metal nearby, it probably feels a little colder than room temperature. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's at room temperature. Your body is hotter than room temperature, and the metal transfers the heat away from your body so efficiently that you feel it as, cold until your hand has been there for a while and you've like locally warmed up that area and whatnot. But so metal's a great transferer of heat. I believe that aluminum foil is also very good at reflecting heat. That is not. So there's also radiative heat. Oh, there's specific words for it. And if I wasn't doing the show, I'd be able to say this so confidently. There's like heat transmitted through contact, and I think that is conduction. There is convection, which is heat transferred through a medium like air. And then there is radiation, which is heat transferred through infrared. And there's something else like that, where there's some other word for that, I mean. And I believe that aluminum foil is extremely reflective of that radiative kind of heating. Mm-hmm. And it also is airtight in there. So it's pretty good for keeping the convective stuff going as long as it doesn't transfer the heat to the outside. But then it gets dicey because there's a lot of factors at play here, right? Yeah. Would it insulate an aluminum can of soda? I don't think, really. I don't think so. I don't know.
So the jury is out as far as that is concerned. It looks like a lot of people are saying, kind of. Like, what it can do is reflect heat away. Right. So it can keep it cold in that way. It's just not very effective for that purpose. But it made me think of a great article that I read that we'll link in the show notes. That's
also important to remember is that cold isn't something. Heat is the only thing that there is, or an absence of it. And heat flows from where it is hot to where it is not. So blocking heat from entering from the outside rather than stopping cold from getting out is the proper way to think of it. It's heat coming in.
So there's this great article on Serious Eats, which is overall a fantastic website. Earlier in the chat, I saw Michael Colby bring up Alton Brown when we were talking about, chips and fries in general. And I grew up watching his show and all of the experiments that he did, and I loved it. Serious Eats is, Alton Brown walked so Serious Eats could fucking run. And J. Kenji Lopez Alt has this incredible article all about how to thaw food from the freezer. And one of the things, and just like what they do a lot of experiments. They kind of explain why different things work and different things don't, what you might reach for. One thing that he talks about is that a lot of people defrost things in water. I do that all the time when they want to defrost something quickly, but water is scarce where he lives and he prefers to use aluminum.
because it transfers heat really efficiently.
Yeah, so he just gets out an aluminum tray and throws whatever he's trying to defrost. Also, this article goes into it, and you guys should read it. You got to be freezing your shit flat.
Yes,
it'll
freezing your
change
shit.
your life.
Oh my God, I didn't know about that until I met you. Like I hadn't thought about that until I met you, and it makes a world of difference. Coyote Astronaut says, truly, this is the food science episode. And N Squared says, Kenji is so awesome.
Kenji is so awesome.
I'm not as familiar in the food world with all of these people, but you bring up J. Kenji Alt.
Yeah, J. Kenji Lopez Alt.
J. Kenji Lopez Alt, and then also Alton Brown, I know, is another good one.
Mm-hmm. Alton Brown has a great French fry recipe for fries at home. It's a pain in the ass, but it's good.
Using aluminum foil as a way like to pipe heat around makes a lot of sense to me. I want to do a test where like wrapping a soda can in it. I wonder how well it does at that task. And I want to actually do like an analysis of it in a better sense than just thinking about it. I don't know. Interesting. What an interesting question.
It's a very good question.
Good voicemail, Coyote Astronaut. And I'm curious if anyone else has any of those like thing that you were told as like to do like that and question if the science is good. Hang on, Bug. I smell toast.
Try again. You got this.
What a good genre of question that I would love to field more of. Like the kinds of things that you were encountered as a kid that was like, oh, do this to help with this.
Yeah.
And like, I love reevaluating those because it's fun to, at least personally, I keep finding things that I like unquestioningly thought and did. And then I'm like, as an adult looking back on them, like, well, time to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Joe says, Kenji also has a children's book about pizza and it rules. Also has a great pizza dough recipe in the back.
Hell yeah.
Colin says, like, don't shower when there's lightning outside. That is advice I've also heard. And the thought with that being that if lightning strikes your house and travels through your water pipe to get to Earth, that the current passing through, if you're taking a shower, might electrify your water and shock the bejeebus out of you. I believe that is a myth. There's actually a Mythbusters about that, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with being on the phone, although being on the phone was a more realistic one because you're pretty much directly connected, like straight up connected to the phone lines. But yeah, that kind of question for sure. Hey, so there's 3 minutes left in the show, and I want to take the time to ask a question about tradition on the show. Every day after we hang up the phone, after we hang up the telephone and wrap up the stream, we clip it and then we name it and we upload it and we change the titles on all the live streams and we do our like sort of post-show processing thing. And every time we're like, what are we going to call this one? And then I thought last night, I was like, wouldn't it be fun if we just had like crowdsourced the name of each episode?
Hell yeah.
So if you have any name ideas for episodes and we come to like the end time, you know, the music's playing or whatever, fucking throw name ideas in the chat and then we'll just pick our favorite one and use that to name the episode maybe. I thought that might be like a fun thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Because also like, I know that part of the like, watching live streams is a weird thing because sometimes you're like engaging and chatting and then sometimes you're just like listening because the point is it's a show to listen to when you do something else.
Yeah.
And so like, but then you come back at the end to like hang up or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Help us name the episodes. I think that'd be fun.
Also, yeah, Joe just asked a really important question. Huge. I did.
Yes. I have in my hand a gift from Charlotte, a very talented crochet artist who made us these adorable these little guys, these little ducks. I'm trying to get the focus just right.
You might notice one of these has a hat.
She made us these little ducks, these little crochet ducks, and this one's got a cute little removable hat and a little bit of a cone head to match. But Charlotte, made us these amazing little ducks, and I love them. I'm obsessed with them. They are so cute. I'm giving them a place of honor right up in the back on you can't see it on this stream, but in the back of other videos I do, you can see my little thingy, my little display thing. These little guys are getting a place of honor right up there. I love these little ducks.
They're so great.
They're super cute. She's very, very good at crochet at a very young age, which is very fun.
And I think she pretty much taught herself and is just like figuring out how to make stuff, which is so cool.
But can you imagine if you started crochet as a kid, the insane shit you'd be doing now?
It's so awesome.
Oh, man.
It's so cool that she's doing it now.
Yeah, it really is. As someone who's picking up crochet in my 30s, I wish I had picked it up far, far sooner.
It's how I feel just about fiber arts in general. I feel like having things you can do with your hands that don't need to be digital, that don't have anything to do with being digital are really useful.
You know what's funny is that oh God, I'm such a fucking dork. You said that, and I'm like, did you know actually that the root of digital means having to do with the digits on your hand?
Oh, yeah, no, that's totally true. And what I thought you were going to bring up is that for early computers, mostly women who were incredibly skilled at fiber arts were like, what were they creating? Was
memory.
it like the memory? They were knitting the memory.
Yeah, because it was magnetically stored memory. It was a charge held in place using a magnet, and they required a very specifically knitted together configuration of wires and little ring magnets. And so they made that.
It's freaking cool.
I think it was in like the first computers. Oh man, we'll have to look more into it. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
M Squared says, if I could crochet, I wouldn't be so crotchety.
Hell yeah.
I like that play on words. County Astronaut says, I need to get better at crochet. I'm a decent knitter, but crochet is a chaos art.
Same. I started with knitting and now I'm picking up crochet.
I think that crochet is king. Knitting's a waste of time. I love you, bud.
I love you, Moss.
This is a dream.